Yellow, TENIME here. So while I'm not big enough for sponsorships yet, the only way that I can get new toys that aren't currently sitting in my Big Bad Toy Store not sponsored pile of loot are through the generosity of friends or people buying crap that I currently have up for sale. So this video is once again made entirely possible through a generous loan from my bestie and trivia host, Kat. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the NECA Spring Haulathon 2025 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cartoon Ultimate Shredder. I'm excited for this one. Not that I wasn't excited for Dark Leo, but I'm excited for this one. So let's get him open. Alrighty then, looking at the box. Nice little artwork by Aaron. Packaging by Travis. Photography by Steven Mazurek. Prototypes, Roger Fernandez. Paint, Jeff and Mike. Tailoring, Susan Capone. Sculpt and fabrication, Tomaz and Kushwara Studios. Directors, Randy and Trevor. 2012 logo, Nickelodeon logo, NECA logo, Real Toys logo, barcode if you need it. Viacom copyright. Accessories include Chef Hat, Kojima Brothers Diary, Graphics Disc, Amulet, Shredder Bucks, Meta Laser, Framed Picture, Interchangeable Heads and Hands. Top has the Turtles logo with a choking hazard. Side has the NECA FHE spoof logo. At the top, the Turtles logo in the middle. Start shredding the news towards the bottom with a volume number 20. Because it is the 20th Ultimate figure. Exact same on the other side. Photo of Unmasked Orokusaki. Photo of Shredder with the Meta Laser. Awesome artwork by Aaron. Description. I, President Shredder, hereby call this meeting of the Turtle Brewers Club to order. The following members are present: Krang, Mr. Og, Smash, Rat King, Baxter, Leatherhead, Slash, Bebop, Scumbug. The following members are absent: Trag, Chromodome, Anthrax, Tempestra. Tempestra? I know my buddy Alex has been needing a Tempestra for this line for literally the longest time. Plus, we don't have a Mr. Og, which would be awesome. And there's his little Pee Wee Herman looking, sounding butt right there. The following villains were not invited. Ray Fillet. Ooh, I know it is not the Ray Fillet that I want for Ray Fillet. That would be the Archie one, which is already on my shelf. But the cartoon Ray Fillet is still an awesome design and would make a great, like, your own custom villain for the classic Ray Fillet. Definitely want that figure. The Maestro, I don't remember the Maestro. And that snake guy whose name we can't recall. I don't remember, I did just go through this series a couple years ago, rewatching the few seasons that I had seen as a child growing up, and then watching the entire rest of the series that I had never seen before. Spoiler, it doesn't hold up. Correction. The first 3 episodes are flawless. Episodes 4 and 5 are great. Episodes 6 through the end of the series are pretty terrible. Bad animation, cheesy writing and dialogue, and just, yeah. It's definitely it was good for 80s kids at the time, 90s kids, late 80s, early 90s kids. I was a late 80s, early 90s kid, but it doesn't hold up. And I always say I don't have nostalgia goggles, and that is a perfect example of why I don't have nostalgia goggles, or it is a perfect example of me not having nostalgia goggles. This show does not hold up. But this is not a review of the 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fred Wolf cartoon. New business. Smash nominates The Swatter for Turtle Brewer membership. All in favor? None. I don't remember The Swatter either. Today's agenda includes approving the following schemes: destroy the turtles. First, poisoning the city pizza supply. Motion approved. Secondly, first, poisoning the city pizza supply. There should be punctuation between supply and motion. Secondly, infiltrate Channel 6 and unplug all of their equipment during the happy hour news. Motion approved. Ah, wait, there is punctuation between supply and motion. The hyphen is on the crack on the steps in the background, so I couldn't see it through the viewfinder at first. Thirdly, attempt to turn off the gravity again, but this time we'll do a better. Motion approved. This meeting is callously concluded. Remember, next month's meeting will be held in the abandoned chemical factory across the town, as the Technodrome was rented out for the Triceraton Federation's Rapacious Reptile Round Table. I almost forgot. Lastly, signups are open open for the Sinister Summer Softball League. Behind the Velcro flap, we got another awesome photo of this awesome figure. This brand new mold has been far too long in coming. Definitely, like I said in the intro, very, very excited to get this open. So why don't we do that now, huh? Why don't we do that right now? Let's get him open. That didn't work. I need to pull the camera back. I gotta crop the sides anyway, so you're not gonna see the entire box. I need to get it. I joined my Patreon. I need a better setup here. Let's get them open. And there he is, and we already have a problem, as you can clearly see. So I was trying to utilize his mid-forearm joint to get his gauntlet to the side, as it is on his right arm. But because this is soft plastic, and because it is only glued down with this small, shallow, polygonal piece, I pulled it right off his forearm. So for the rest of the review, he is going to be sans left clawed gauntlet, because while I have my awesome plastic glue right here next to me, I don't want to have to worry about it coming off or accidentally spreading glue all over pieces as I'm moving the figure around for the review. So I will glue it after I pose him for the final thoughts section. But while I'm showing you articulation and everything, it is not going to be, I'll glue it on for the figure size comparisons. Yeah, we'll do that. But it won't be on for the articulation. For his accessories, we have a very nice chef's hat. You can get his Gordon Ramsay on. Insert random Gordon Ramsay quote or impression here. I know who he is. I know what he sounds like. I know he's all angry and foul-mouthed. I just don't know him enough to do an impression, let alone do an impression with quotes. We have a framed picture of his dear old mother, Miyoko Saki. We have the Kojima Brothers diary, and while it cannot open, it is a softer plastic. I'm sure that you could pry that off and rip it open. As you saw, that the glue with the softer plastic tends to not be the strongest when force is applied. When force is applied, it's not a criticism on the materials or the chemicals. Force was applied. Also, a softer plastic, we have his medallion. I didn't look up what episode that was from, so sorry.
You're just like all those YouTubers you complain about.
I try not to complain about them on camera by name. We have his wad of Shredder Bucks, although it looks like it's 3 bills, but there's a sticker for the front and a sticker for the back. Looks like Human, Bebop, and Rocksteady are on there. You know, when we were growing up, there were a lot of things from our parents or our grandparents that we had no experience with, but we still learned about what they were, even if we didn't use them ourselves. And we didn't even have Google to learn about them. So people who aren't familiar with things like, oh, it's the save icon. This is a computer disk. This is how you would store data. You would stick it into a computer, you'd save it on there, and you'd pop it back out, and this little silver thing would slide back and forth to expose the... I don't know how discs work. There was like a filament in there or whatever. I should Google it. I should educate myself by using the wealth of human knowledge that I have at my fingertips via Google. Darn kids, get off my lawn. We have the Meta Laser. Again, I don't remember this either, sorry. There's no trigger. That looks like a separate piece inside the handle. Well, there we go. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because, like, it doesn't appear to be hinged. Or maybe, like, kind of hinged, but, like, it wasn't really made to actually hinge, but I mean, it didn't fall out. You saw me pull it out. So, like, I don't know if... Of course, now I can't get it back out. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to... Yeah, see? I want to put that in before it disappears. I'm still missing half of my MCU Moon Knight Moonerang. I don't know where that went. I have hardwood floor. We have a special grip hand with a horizontal hinge, where the fingers are kind of like pinched for him to hold something small and thin, like the computer disk. It can also hold the... If there's dust on my hands, because this fell down and fell under the couch. The picture frame is also thin enough to be held by these fingers, as is the amulet chain, though it doesn't hold it very securely, because it's actually thinner than the grip. And because the bills are flared out on the ends, it can only hold the cash on the middle, but it can't hold the cash at the middle. It is obviously way too thin of a grip to hold any part of the book, unless again you rip the cover open and maybe you could stick the cover in there, but I'm not going to do that. I've already ripped one thing off him today. We have relaxed hands, left and right. And man, NECA, you are spoiling me with these vertical hinge grip hands. Love them. The only bummer is he doesn't have any swords to hold, so I have to dig one out later. And he comes with 2 fists on him in the box with horizontal hinges. Well, despite the fact that I just removed a whole bunch of crap off of my phone, it's not giving me a whole lot of recording time. So I ran out of space, memory, whatever. The plus side is when I was transferring the box and bulk of the accessories over to my computer, I remembered that I forgot to show you guys this. The insert inside the box. See this I'm gonna keep. Nice painting. A sidewalk, brick wall, those metal shutter doors. I'm assuming Aaron did this as well. Looks like there's I don't know what that is. It's like a stick that's duct taped to the door. I don't know. But yeah, definitely keeping this. For his heads, we have an awesome unmasked, unhelmeted head. It is really awesome, except you can see I got a little paint scratch there. I know Movie Shredder had a scar on his face from Baby Splinter scratching it, but I don't remember Cartoon Shredder having a scar on the top of his head in his hair. But black paint, no shading, that's an easy fix. We shouldn't have to, but it's an easy fix. And this is not something I did. I could tell when I pulled that out of the bubble, it was already like that. We have an unmasked but helmeted head. Definitely a cool option. Though you can see I got like some packaging dust underneath the sides of the helmet. Or is that paint? I thought it was dust. I feel like I am wiping it away. I feel like there was more of that before I showed you guys, and then feel like I am wiping it away on camera. So something cool with these new helmeted heads. We got the Eye of Sarnath there, but what if I want the Eye of Sarnath on the masked head? Well, that's super easy because the crests come off. And you can put the Eye of Sarnath on the masked head, or you can do the unmasked head, the clean helmet. That is really, really cool. Plus, that is how he is supposed to be able to wear his chef's hat. And it actually holds pretty well. The heads. Take some force to pop off. And you might want to take the crest off to do that. A little more force to pop it back on. Rokusaki's handsome mug. Now, there's a reason why I'm not putting the unmasked, unhelmeted head on, because someone in one of the TMNT Facebook groups that I'm a part of asked if someone could do this, and I said I would do it in my video if no one else posted their own photos, and I got a notification that he liked my comment, but I haven't seen anyone post photos, so this is for him. He asked if the unmasked, unhelmeted head would work on the Casey Jones in business suit body. I had to boil it to get it on. The skin tone does not match between the face and the neck, and I thought it would be neat to pull out Casey's hands and put some shredder hands in, but the shredder hand pegs are smaller than the holes in the Casey wrists, so I had to jam some poster tack in there to get them to hold on. So if that's something that you were interested in, it's possible, but it takes a lot of modding, though none of it is permanent. While the head is still hot, pop it back off. These are hands that came with this shredder. I did try to use shredder clawed hands from the first NECA tune release. Those pegs were even skinnier and definitely wouldn't fit in these holes. That's what she said. I'm definitely going to have to reheat this head up to shrink the hole because it is just sitting on there with gravity. The Casey ball was a lot bigger, so it widened it, but boiling water will cause the plastic to contract. But at least you get to see what it looks like on the body, and I'm glad I did that because the cape was on upside down with the unfinished seams on top of the shoulders and the finished seams between the cape and the body. As you saw when the head was off, he has a dumbbell underneath his head. He gets not a whole lot of up just because of the helmet. He gets an okay amount of down. He gets some decent tilt. Obviously, it rotates all the way around on the ball. Soft good cape. The shoulder pads are glued up here on the top of the tunic above where the sleeve is cut off. I would pry it up to show you, but I'm already scared that prying that broke that off, so... However, it does not get in the way of him doing at least a T-pose. And actually, that's not even getting in the way. The joint just won't go any higher than that. He does have a bicep swivel. He does have double jointed elbows that go almost to 90, but the bicep is a little too swole and gets in the way. As I said, I pulled the left gauntlet off trying to utilize the swivel joint, which is just above the top band. Showing you what that looks like with a gauntlet on it. So remember, it's only glued to that piece there, and the cut is right there underneath the silver. So you can rotate it towards the back, and then rotate the hand there. That is how he came packaged on both sides. And it was trying to rotate that to the side that I pulled this off. He has a ball joint or a dumbbell in his diaphragm. I'm not entirely sure, but it's a little tilt side to side. He doesn't really get any back. He gets a little bit of crunch, and then it will rotate on the diaphragm. And then he has a cut waist that also rotates all the way around. Front butt, the loincloth is rubbery, and then he's got a rubbery crotch piece there. He has the cap thigh on the ball jointed hip. He can get some swivel out. He can get some swivel in. He has double jointed pinless knees. That top one was stuck for me out of the box. I didn't have to heat it up, but I did have to worry and hope and pray that I wasn't going to break it trying to free it up. His leg can come back up that far. He has a calf swivel underneath this second strap. So you can swivel it all the way around. He gets a little bit of up with his foot, but he gets almost all the way back with it as well. And given that it is a forward-facing pin, he gets really good tilt in either direction. And the gauntlet is glued back on, hoping that I didn't get any in the joint. And I did pull the hand off too because I was afraid it might drip down. So we've got the blue battle damaged Mirage. I do want the red battle damaged Mirage that is out with Haulathon right now. I have found it, but because the Mirage line is available everywhere, they are all definitely the lowest priority over the Target only exclusive Toon figures. Although I really want a non-battle damaged red shredder. Come on, NECA. Is there some exclusivity with the New York Comic Con multi-pack that I wasn't able to afford way back when it hit New York Comic Con? Speaking of, here is the original cartoon shredder from the 2-pack with Leonardo. I didn't necessarily have a huge problem with this figure, but I know a lot of people did because it was just the arcade mold repainted in cartoon colors, so it wasn't completely animation accurate. Plus it had some outdated articulation, and as you can see, it was a little shorter, a little scrawnier. I do miss that the new one does not have the Tabi boots from the video game or Mirage, although the video game and Mirage don't have very clear delineation between the toes like the Archie one or the Secret of the Ooze one, but I do definitely really like the size both vertically and horizontally. Is that right? Horizontally? Next to him is, as I said, the Archie Shredder, which I did a live stream unboxing on. And there is my head swap of the Secret of the Ooze body with the 1990 head. I would have also used the 1990 cape, but it's a little floofier, and there is not that much space between the bottom of the 1990 helmet and the Secret of the Ooze trapeziuses. Oh, I do have Shadow Super Shredder, but I didn't feel like pulling him down for this, sorry. There is the Funko Pop Shredder, the Mega Bloks Shredder, which I keep forgetting to pull the Mega Bloks out for size comparisons. I don't know if people would prefer Mega Bloks over Mini-Mates, or if they would prefer Lego, which I also forget to keep pulling out. But there's the Mega Bloks Shredder, the Mini-Mates Shredder, and the Lego Shredder. And then I only have the Wave 1 Funko Mystery Mini. If you can help me out with the Wave 2 one, that would be really, really awesome. I'd really appreciate that. Please and thank you. Looking at Playmates Shredder, we have the 2013 Toys R Us reissue of the vintage figure. I could have sworn I got them later, like 2014, 2015, which, I mean, maybe I did, but they didn't seem to stick around on Toys R Us shelves too long. So it says 2013 on the back of his butt, but I feel like I got him way later. But I did get him from Toys R Us. I mean, it doesn't say Toys R Us on the figure, but that's where the reissues originally originated from. I did remember to pull out the Playmates Classics, a highly underrated figure, the 2003 Shredder with removable armor, a really, really bad poopy figure, the 2012 Shredder with removable helmet, and I was never able to find the Rise version. So if you want to help me out with that too, that would be really, really awesome of you. We have the Loyal Subjects Best Action cartoon, which is not as bad of a figure as the 4 Turtles. God, I hate those things. We have a really, really, really good Loyal Subjects Best Action IDW Shredder in Hell. We have the DC Collectibles Batman vs. TMNT that I apparently have to keep in a bag in storage because he's getting paint rub from all sorts of other figures all over him. And we have the Super 7 Ultimates, and then we have just a really, really good figure in general, not to mention one of the best Shredders ever made. I am not a Hasbro fanboy. I have no problem taking them to task when they screw up, but the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures are so good. I really wish that they'd been able to keep going. I know there's not a whole lot of more characters they could have done from the first volume. However, oh my god, and I know that they gave the Power Rangers license away to Playmates. God forbid, why would you do that, you morons? See, I have no problem calling Hasbro out when they're being morons. But to get the Dino Rangers from Volume 2, spoiler, though I think they're shown on the cover, but like the red T-Rex, like the mutant T-Rex, or the blue mutant Triceratops, or the pink mutant pterodactyl, like, oh my god, so good. Please, someone give us those in figure form, and I would prefer to be Hasbro, because like I said, these figures are really, really well done. And I can't believe I forgot the Turtles of Grayskull, but I brought Secret of the Ooze with 1990 helmet head back in to take the place of the usual Secret of the Ooze Michelangelo, the Mini-Mate taking the place of the usual Storm Shadow. We got the usual Hasbro Marvel Legends comic book Deadpool. We have the McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat 11 Shadow of Spawn. We have the Fresh Monkey Fiction Eagle Force Agent Grimm. We have the Mattel Masterverse Revelation Stinkor. We have the Jakks Pacific Super Mario. We have the Medicom Mafex Snyder Cut Justice League Batman. We have the Mattel Turtles of Grayskull Shredder and the Super 7 Silverhawks Ultimates Bluegrass and Sideman, who I forgot to shout out in the Leo video. I don't have a whole lot more to say about him. No disrespect meant to Susan, but the cloth goods cape is really no different than the cartoon or Archie one, and those aren't all that great either. You got the collar that flips up constantly, and then I've intelligently matured to not only appreciate, but outright love wired capes. So I may need to hit up my girl Rebel 10 Customs over on Instagram. I will link her in the description because I know for a fact that she would do an amazing wired cloth cape for this guy. Of course, I am very, 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 very late in delivering her a logo. So I should probably get to work on that darn ADHD. He is amazing. Kat, you are amazing for helping me get him. I have still not seen him in a single Target. Threeps saw one, but didn't know I wanted it, which is not his fault. He is not obligated to pick it up. Kat hasn't seen him in stores. Threeps only found one. I haven't seen him in stores, and he's sold out online now. So hate store exclusives. Stop store exclusives. They don't help anyone. They don't help you, NECA the manufacturer. They don't help you, Target the retailer. They sure as crap don't help the collectors. They help scalpers, but don't feed the scalpers, unless it's rat poison. But this is not a review about scalpers and store exclusives. He's awesome. If you want an upgrade from your previous cartoon version, this is an upgrade. I would say I kind of like the bulkier sculpt of the Archie one better, but while Archie is my preferred Ninja Turtle canon, I definitely prefer these colors. And that's not nostalgia goggles, because my first exposure to Shredder was the vintage figure, then the cartoon, then the 1990 movie, then Secret of the Ooze, then Archie. Archie became my preferred canon. But the second design I was introduced to for Shredder ended up becoming my favorite, though I will say the IDW design is really, really wearing me down. If that Loyal Subjects figure would scale with the NECA line, I don't know. But again, thank you, Kat. If you are watching this, PandaCon and the Tattoo Worm 2-pack have already gone up. Hopefully I was either able to grab them with help or that they will stick around. I have yet to see PandaCon in stores, though people in one of the Facebook groups I'm a part of keep posting sightings of plenty of them, but they're all in suburbs like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours away from me. So while I do have the money to go grab one, thank you, Justin, for buying my comics, I don't really have the gas to go driving to find an empty shelf. Did I mention I hate store exclusives? Let's try and end this on a positive note. I tried to keep it lighter with the explosion at the beginning. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, $5 a month gets you unlimited behind-the-scenes access to all artworks, works in progress, including upcoming YouTube thumbnails. And when I can get videos done ahead of time, I've been posting videos there ahead of time. I don't know if I've managed to get this edited and uploaded before Kat and I do Batman movie trivia, but if you are seeing this and it is not yet Sunday, April 27th, 2025, noon Central Standard Time, then please join us on that date at that time for Batman movie trivia. We are doing the 2 Tim Burton movies, the 2 Joel Schumacher movies, the 3 Christopher Nolan movies, the Matt Reeves movie, the Lego movie, apologies to the director, and the best Batman movie ever. Hands down, it is a fact, not an opinion, Mask of the Phantasm. I believe it was directed by Bruce Timm and Eric Radomski, hopefully.
What's the best? You should know who directed it.
As always, thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching. You know the YouTube algorithm sucks. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please stay safe out there. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.